Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Sasha with Divine Healing Journey, and today I wanted to try a little something different. I'm going to pick a pile with you guys by shuffling these cards on screen, and you'll get to see me pull out the cards, and we'll just we'll do this to just choose our themes, and then whatever card you find you resonate the most with or that draws your attention the most, the intention is set here that card is going to be the message for you. And what we're looking at today is how to help you heal the wounds related to the energies in these cards. So I'm going to start shuffling, and whenever, I don't know if I want to do 3 or 4 piles yet, but we'll see what wants to come out in the cards. So asking my angels and guides to please help me connect with source so that I may become a clear channel. Okay, so we already see this energy. I'm gonna leave it here. And probably 2 more is what I'm getting. Okay, that's one more. One final card. Okay, perfect. So I'm just gonna put these away. And card number 1. So for the first pile, we have happiness. I'm aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. This will be the energy for pile 1. On pile 2, we have empathy. I'm open to seeing both sides of a situation. All right. And then pile 3, we have loneliness. I know that I'm never alone. These are hard wounds to heal. When we feel completely disconnected from the rest of the world, it can be hard to pull ourselves away from that. Okay, so we're going to be seeing today how to best do this. And finally, pile 4, we have discipline. Yep, I can accomplish what I set my mind to. Interesting energies so far, guys. Let's see. For crystals, I'm being called here to do this. Okay, and this one. All right, so for pile 1, we have the rose quartz. Pile 2, we have this green little guy. I'm not entirely sure what it is. I need to brush up on my crystals. And then we have for pile 3, this other blue guy. I love this stone. I have no idea what it is, but I love it. And then we have the green heart for pile number 4. All right, I'll see you guys in the readings. Take your time choosing these energies. Here, I'll put the crystals below so they're easier to see. Feel into, you might be called to more than one pile because these are energies that we're trying to heal. So if you do feel more than one pile, absolutely go with whatever your intuition tells you. And I'll see you guys in the piles. All right, pile 1, if you've chosen the rose quartz and the happiness card, this will be your reading. So we are talking here about what we need help healing, and in your case, it's happiness. I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. First off, I can't stress enough just how important this message is. I'm aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. Whenever we feel so much resistance and something is making us feel miserable to the point where we don't want to show up anymore, that's our cue for us to listen to our inner guidance that says, hey, enough of this. Like, put that away, put that aside for now. Even if you come back to it later, that's an option, but right now you need to focus on something else. And whatever that focus is always going to be centered on how it makes you feel. So right now you probably, I'm getting a sense of people who are completely work-oriented in this pile, and you need to bring more joy into your life. You need more opportunities that are for fun only, with no other obligation, with nothing else in mind, only what brings you joy. It feels like you've I'm getting inner child here, so it feels like you've pushed away everything that made you happy, that you enjoyed. Like, I'm getting Pokemon. So I know this sounds interesting, but if you were the type of person who played video games a lot when you were younger, and because of the nature of your job, you felt like you had to put video games away, and please translate this however it works for your personal situation. But if you put, as my example, the video games away and you haven't touched a video game in years, maybe now's the time for you to dust off that old system and start playing again. The goal is to reconnect with what brought you joy. If we're struggling with happiness, it's because we're focusing on all the wrong things. Yes, these things might still be important things, but we're putting too much time and too much effort into doing those things and not enough time and effort into resting, into playing, into bringing in reasons for us to feel happiness, to feel joy. So we can use our emotions here kind of like a compass, just to guide, like, oh, this feels like, oh, I really don't want to be doing this right now. Or this feels like, oh yeah, this would be fun. So right now, pile one, you're being asked to go more on the fun side of things. You've been too serious for too long. So definitely use your emotions like a compass for where you're supposed to be. Because, and here's the thing, when you are depleted yourself emotionally, you're not helping anyone and you're hurting yourself. So you need to bring yourself moments of joy just to light up your life again. I feel like everything is really dark and sad and like monotonous, and there's no life in your life right now. And you're the only person who can bring more life into existence in your awareness by choosing those options right now, instead of only focusing on work and the boring tasks of life. You need to give yourself permission to just have fun, pile one. So let's put this right here and let's go on with your reading. First off, I want to take a look. What is the biggest challenge right now that is keeping you from feeling all the happiness that you want? Oops. So we have divine protection. I feel like I need another. Do I? Yeah. And heart healing. Makes a lot of sense. Okay. So first, let's take a look at divine protection here. Okay. Divine protection as your biggest. So clearly you don't feel supported by the universe. This is obvious. I don't know why it took me so long to get there. But yeah, exactly. What was I saying? You are in the dark. You feel like you're completely in the dark right now. And the only torch, the only light that you have is like almost done. And it's like you're scared about what's on the outside, but you're not focusing on the beauty within. So you definitely need to reconnect with your inner child. I feel like you've pushed it aside and you decided like that childish things were just not meant for you right now. And that even though they bring you joy, because you associate them with being childish things, like you're keeping yourself in the dark and afraid of the beauty that's in front of you, of the fun, of what makes you feel alive and protected. Yeah, like I said, you don't feel supported by the universe. And that's why we're getting heart healing here. So with heart healing, if you want to see the card a little better, with heart healing, healing our hearts is like reconnecting with the universe. So definitely a call to reconnect with the truth of who you are here. Now, yeah, exactly. The truth of who you are. You've been keeping yourself hidden to fit in. And that is the biggest no-no, pile one. Never, ever dim your light to fit in, especially when it doesn't serve you. You're lacking happiness right now, and it's for good reason. Like I said, I saw you in the dark, and you're choosing to keep yourself in the dark because of, I don't know how to translate this, like the perimeter of lies you've surrounded yourself with on what life should be, or what it should feel like, what it should look like, what an adult should be like, how an adult should act. But you can absolutely be an adult and still have fun. In fact, if you don't, you're going to just turn into an asshole. So make sure that you start incorporating moments of just pure happiness, where you choose to fulfill your heart's desire instead of ignoring it and pushing it down like you've been conditioned to do because you were told adults don't have fun. Adult life is boring. Adult life is not worth it, you know? Like, I don't know, I'm 28, so my generation is a bit older, but we were painted the picture that if you go to school and you go to university and you get a job, you'll get a good job, and then you can like work all your life and have no life other than work, and that's gonna be, you know, your thing. And I'm so glad that things have changed, because I can't imagine myself being stuck at a desk job 9 to 5 Monday to Friday, wanting to shoot myself every freaking week. So things are changing. And what I meant to say here with like the perimeter of lies, it's like the rules, there are no rules, okay? There are no rules in life. You're just putting yourself in this box because you think this is what life is. But take yourself outside of the box. Take yourself for a nice walk in nature, for example. But definitely reconnect with your inner child and see what brought you joy as a kid that you've stopped doing. Start doing it again. What brought you, and this could be multiple things. It could be a physical activity like a specific sport, or it could be a slightly less physical activity like video games, or even less like reading a book. Whatever it is that you've decided wasn't meant to be part of your adult life needs to come back in. You need to make space for your inner child to still feel nurtured and to still thrive in this world. We need joy as human beings. Otherwise, this world, this life is not worth living if there's no joy, if there's no happiness, if it's continuous monotony over and over and over again. Like, why would you want that for yourself? Why would you not want to enjoy every single moment of your life? But you need to give yourself the permission to experience that, to have that in your life. You have to give yourself permission to have just happy moments that don't produce anything, that aren't productive, that are purely for fun. You need to lighten up. Pile one. Look at the contrast between these two cards. It tells a story all on its own. Move from choosing to keep yourself in the dark and small and limited into infinite abundance just flowing through your hands, and this feels to me like gratitude too, just being grateful for the life you choose to have. The one that's fun, the one that's worth living for it, and get out of this cave of misery that you've built around yourself because you thought, well, I'm not supposed to have fun as an adult, or however that translates for you in your specific circumstance. But definitely I need to lighten up, to find excuses to just be happy and have fun. Definitely your message right now, and how to heal not having happiness. And now I want to take a look at what energy can help liberate you. It can help you shift or transition like we've seen here, to go from A to B. What energy is there to assist you? What Ascended Master? Yeah, this guy for sure. Sir Nunos, Life Force. So we have, okay, there you go. Express your driving passion. Sensual and sexual powers are increased. Definitely a need to have fun. Definitely a need to reconnect with what made you happy when you were a child that you decided to discard. Let's get you one more energy to help assist in this transition. Yeah, okay, we have Radha, Soul Flame. Rediscover a lost part of yourself. Experience relationship harmony and healing, heart healing. Exactly. I think I'm going to put this here for sure. This is really self-explanatory. So these two people, if you can ask them to show up in your life in different ways, however you want them to. But you can just call on their names and ask them to assist you in everyday living, or to just help push you. I feel like I need another card for you, Paul One. Been bothering me when I was trying to channel. How dare they? Okay, we have, oh god, I'm gonna butcher this name. You ready? Mahavatar Babaji, soul expansion. Your consciousness is expanding. You understand the connections between all things. Exactly. So this goes back to the message of not separating what you consider to be your adult life and what you consider. It's 11:33 on my recording as I said this. So it's really important that you do not dissociate being a kid from being an adult. Like, you're still the same person. You're allowed to still enjoy the same things that you've been enjoying. You're allowed to have hobbies. You're allowed to not be productive every moment of the day. Like, you can just be yourself, and you can where was I going with this? You can, doing what you love and doing what you enjoy is never a bad thing. And just because you allow yourself to be childish does not make you a bad person. It just means that you're giving yourself the permission to have fun. And that is exactly what you need right now to heal this wound of happiness, pile 1. But yeah, definitely reconnecting with your inner child and making it a part of your everyday life. Yeah, allowing your inner child to have space to live and breathe through you, because you're one and the same. And I think this is what I mean. You understand the connections between all things. Your consciousness is expanding to envelop your inner child instead of keeping it outside in the dark. Like, you need your inner child to be happy and content so that you as a person can feel like you're thriving. Our job ultimately is always just to take care of ourselves and to follow what makes us happy, aware that being happy means that I'm on the right path. Our path as a soul is to enjoy life, is to get to a point where we can say everything is good. So if you're not there, that should be like your end goal. Like, focus on what makes you happy, what brings you joy. I think I've said that enough times right now, but it's so important that you don't dissociate the good and the bad. Like, they're one and the same. What's the saying? Rejection is God's protection. So whenever we hit a moment in life where we think we desperately want one thing, and then we do everything we can to get that thing, it's heartbreaking when we don't get it. But what we have to understand is that it was never meant for us to begin with. What is meant for you will always find its way to you. So like, if it's not now, then it'll be later. And if it's not that, then it'll be something else. And whatever it is that comes afterward will always be so much better than what you thought option A was going to be. What is meant for you is always going to be for your highest good. Even if you can't see how, even if you don't understand, even you don't you can't conceptualize the process of how the universe works, that's okay. That's not your goal right now. It's just to focus on having fun and bridging like your inner child with your inner adult and making them one again. You're one and the same. You're not separate parts of being. Okay, so now I'm going to use the tarot cards. I want to take a look. I'm going to pull 4 cards, and it's 4 categories, so we'll see how many cards. But I want to see what is a bad influence in your life right now. What is a bad influence in pile 1's life right now? What is keeping them here? So we have the 9 of Cups in reverse. Exactly, you feel like your wish is not being fulfilled right now. And your wish is happiness. And the reason it's not being fulfilled is because you're cutting out your own inner child, your own bubble of joy from within. That's what a child is. You watch them go, you watch them explore the world, and they're like so happy, they're so curious, they're so full of life. And it's like you've decided, well, no, I can't be a child anymore. So you cut that out and you're like completely in the dark. You need to find your own life again, your life force, your life essence, who you are. I feel like you need to pull away the veil you've put over your own eyes on what life should be in your books versus what life is. People take everything way too seriously nowadays, and that completely cuts off the option of happiness. Because when you're being completely serious, there's no room for like childlike enchantment or wonder or just fun. So you need to heal that wound where you decided you weren't allowed to be happy anymore. Because ultimately that's what it is. If happiness is your wound, yeah, okay. I don't know why I shuffled. I have no idea why I shuffled. So we have the Queen of Wands here. This one, you need to be the master of your own reality now. The Queen of Wands is a powerful manifester, but she's also like passionately driven. She knows what she wants, she knows what she loves, and she's not afraid to go for it. And look how much yellow there is. That you might have a solar plexus wound also in regards to the happiness, where you're not confident enough to tell yourself, yes, you're worthy of what you love, of doing what you love, of doing what brings you joy. I'll just put it here. I don't know why I shuffled. Anyways, the second theme I wanted to do with tarot was, what is a good influence? So probably this is your good influence, the Queen of Wands. Getting into this energy of being the absolute master of your existence is what's going to help you get out of this self-imposed prison you've put yourself in by cutting out the essence of your happiness, of your joy, which is your inner child. You definitely need to do some inner child healing, but also some solar plexus. You need that confidence to be able to say, okay, I'm seeing a bunch of things now. The same yellow is here, but it's at your feet and it's ignored, and you're just dancing away in the night and ignoring completely everything. Again, in the dark, you're putting the light aside and focusing on the dark. That is your theme right now, pile one. You need to turn this around and focus on what brings you joy. On manifesting your heart's desire. We had heart healing right there. All right. Next, I wanted to see how to move forward from here. How to best move forward from here for pile number one. Oh, okay, there we go. Oh, you have two. Okay, perfect. Let's see what those are. So we have the Six of Wands in reverse. So the Six of Wands usually is the energy of victory, but since it's reversed, it's a blocked energy. So how I read this is that you do not feel victorious right now. And if we use this as a card, how to move forward, you need to feel victorious to be able to move forward. As long as you don't feel like you're in your power and you feel like you're stuck, you'll not be able to turn this card around and have the energy of victory as your reality. So take a look at your own life, where you feel stuck and where you feel dissatisfaction, and remove those things from your life as best as you can. You need to clear the way for whatever is keeping you back to leave. Or you need to be the one to get rid of this. So I'm going to leave it outright just to give you a little bit of confidence here. But definitely the best way for you to move forward is to root out everything that is keeping you out of touch with your inner child and your inner essence, the truth of who you are. You want to step into this Queen of Wands energy to be able to just clear away everything that no longer serves you. And then this card is going to be for what you need to pay more attention to. And we have the Three of Wands in reverse. So usually the Three of Wands is about waiting for your ships to come in. But since it's in reverse, again, it's a blocked energy. It feels to me like you feel stuck and you don't know which way to go, but you need to pay more attention to what you want more of. I feel like this card gives me the vibe that he feels like he's imprisoned by these wands, when really he can easily flit out. He can fly, you know? He can fly over and go wherever he wants, but he feels like he's strapped in this prison. And so it keeps him small. He can't go to the heavens because there are no heavens, because he's not looking the right way. But upright, the Three of Wands, yeah, you need to allow yourself to feel free and not bogged down by what you believe are expectations people have of you. Pay attention to how you are limiting yourself, how you're keeping yourself in this cage. All right. So before I leave you, pile one, I'm going to pull a final card. These are messages from your guides. What messages does pile one need to hear to follow the guidance that's been revealed so far? What messages are important for pile one to hear? Okay. Stay open-minded, absolutely. Choose to see beyond the bars of the prison you've decided you were going to be stuck in. Another message. Oh, this one for sure. Okay, there we go. Got a bunch of messages. Bottom of the deck is learn from your mistakes. Absolutely. This is of utmost importance because your mistakes have led you to this scenario where you are devoid of happiness and you're seeking desperately for happiness now in your life. You created this prison, so you can be the one to uncreate it if you want. It's entirely your choice. Then we have calm is not a weakness. Yeah, take a break. I feel like people are so, again, this is like the workplace environment where it's like, well, if you're not being productive, then you're wasting your life. Like, no, shut the frick up. Like, calm is not a weakness. Resting is not a weakness. We're mammals. Mammals need to rest. You don't see a lion running around all day. No, they lounge all day. And then when they need to hunt, when they need to feed themselves or, other things, they can bring themselves to do it because they have enough energy, because they haven't been squandering their energy running around aimlessly, unless they're cubs, but then they need to learn their environment, so it's a good thing. But definitely as adults, we need rest and we need to chill out sometimes and just do what feels good. That's definitely your guidance, pile one. Journey within. Yeah, exactly. Go find your inner child. Go find what they want to do and follow that. They know better than you. Your inner child knows better than you what is good for you right now because your inner child is focused on being happy. And I feel like you're focused on being productive. Never mind that. Do what you need to do and then stop. And you know what? Here's the challenge. For a week, do the bare minimum of what you're required to do, and the rest of the time, take it easy. Just start with that. It's going to be drastic. It's going to be in your face. And then you'll get to be able to set the pace that you're comfortable with. But you have to experience both extremes first. Right now, you are in the extreme of giving yourself no time off. Go to the other way. Give yourself all the possible time off that you can. And then see where in the spectrum you're most comfortable. If it's in the middle, it's in the middle. If it's a bit more play, then it's a bit more play. And if it's a bit less, then it's a bit less. And then at the end of the week, reevaluate, And this is something you can do constantly. You can constantly reevaluate, am I doing too much work or am I getting too much play? And you'll be able to find your balance there just by listening to how you feel. Listen to your heart, what your heart tells you, what your emotions communicate to you. If you're feeling restless, then obviously you need to be more busy. But if you're feeling exhausted, then obviously you need to take more rest and be more playful. And that this is what's keeping you here. Your ego. Let go of ego. It's the ego that tells people, you need to do this. Like, no. You don't need to do anything other than take care of yourself. And if taking care of yourself means taking a break, then you had better take a break. Let go of the illusions. Let go of the preconceived ideas and notions of what life is supposed to be. There is no right way. Just like there is no wrong way, there is only what is and what you choose to do with what is. So, if you want to be happier right now in your life, pile one, journey within, go find your inner child, heal your heart, connect that way. This heart healing could be just healing your inner child, especially since we have so much yellow in the tarot. You definitely need to take a look at your solar plexus energy, your confidence, and the solar plexus is the seat of happiness. So how much happiness you allow in depends on how balanced your solar plexus is. If you're not receiving enough happiness, it probably means your solar plexus is underactive, which means also, and the inner child is in the solar plexus, if I'm not mistaken as well. But yeah, definitely incorporate moments of pure, unfiltered joy throughout your day. every day, multiple times a day at first, and then, you know, whatever feels right after. But right now you're not connecting to your feelings. So you need to practice connecting to your feelings first before they can tell you, okay, we've had too much of this, now we want more of that. But listen to yourself, listen to your body, listen from within. What messages are trying to come out of you for you? All right, so I'm going to leave you here, pile one. If this has resonated, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to leave a comment with how this has resonated. And honestly, if you want to do the week challenge I was talking about and you want to talk to me about it in the comments, please do so. I'd love to see how it goes for you. I'm wishing you all of the love and take care of yourself, pile one. Take it easy. Take a break. Let go of responsibilities for at least an evening. If not more, you probably need more. But just saying, take a look solar plexus too. Heal that. All right. Take care of yourselves, pile one. I will leave you to work on that. With all of my love, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hello, pile two, and welcome to your reading if you've chosen this pretty guy. And empathy. Let's get started. So, wound in empathy. I'm open to seeing both sides of a situation. What energies am I getting here? This feels tumultuous. This feels completely ungrounded. And there's a lot of fear and like anger and like it's hard to pinpoint exactly how I'm feeling here because, like I said, it's so tumultuous. It's like going around in a circle and going and going and going. And whenever I try to reach into it, it's like, oh, I just laughed you. Oh, I laughed again. I laughed. It's like you never stop. Yeah, it feels like you don't have any kind of stillness. And as long as you're not still, you cannot feel. So you need to stop. You need to like just stop. Just be motionless for a little while. Because as long as you're in motion, you cannot feel your emotions. And empathy is the capacity of feeling other people's emotions. So if you're not even able to feel your own emotions, how can you possibly expect to feel that of other people? Those of other people. And that's exactly what this is. I'm open to seeing both sides of a situation. It feels like your mind is so crowded, like it's so busy. It never stops that you barely have the space to feel your own emotions. And I don't think that you do. I don't think you feel your own emotions at all. But it leaves you in a space where you're incapable of understanding another person's emotions. Because you're not even doing that work for yourself. So if your wound is about empathy, then definitely you need to work on accessing your own emotions, on being still. There's way too much movement here. It feels like you're refusing to stay still because if you do, it feels like everything comes crashing down around you. You'd rather ignore everything that's around you than actually deal with what needs to be dealt with. And you're not doing yourself any kind of service by doing that. You're keeping yourself stuck in a cycle of misery, honestly. It feels terrible. It feels exhausting. You need to stand still, just stop, and spend time with yourself to get to know yourself, to process the emotions you're refusing to process. And as I'm saying this, my throat is tightening. So there's probably like a lot of emotions you've never let yourself feel. And as long as you don't, you will never be able to understand that of other people. So definitely your first piece of guidance is to sit still with yourself, to just allow yourself to feel. I'm just gonna put this guy right here, keep him in the reading with us. Yeah, it's a green stone, so it definitely has to do with the heart chakra. And you know, the thing about the chakras is that when we need to process an emotion, this is done in the heart chakra. And when we do not process them, the emotions do not leave our body. We're just pushing them down into the sacral chakra's energy for storage until we're ready to process them in the heart. So your heart feels very heavy. I have like something like just pulsing in my chest. That's not my heart, like something painful. Like, I feel like there is a lot of grief in this pile, and you're not letting yourself live that grief, however that feels like, however that shows up in your own life. It could be the loss of a loved one, of a pet, of a job, whatever it is, like you've lost something. It might be even yourself. You feel like you've lost yourself. But the way to reconnect with everything is by being still. So if you have someone who's passed recently or a pet that's passed recently, you can absolutely reconnect with them through your heart, but you have to be able to sit still. And the emotions that are waiting to be processed need to be processed first before you can allow yourself to feel. So emotional processing is something that's really important for you at this time, pile 2. So I want to use this oracle to take a look at what is the biggest challenge right now in healing this empathy wound. What is the biggest challenge for pile 2? Please, Spirit. What is the biggest challenge for pile 2 in healing this empathy wound? Okay, I had 2 cards for pile 1. I know that I need another. So, one more card on the biggest challenge for pile 2. Okay, I'm getting all 3. So, okay. First, we had... You know what? I felt called to pull another one, so you're gonna have 4. Lucky pile 2. Don't tell the other piles. So rest definitely is a big challenge for you right now, which is understandable because when we don't know how to... this is uncanny. Look at this. This is like the same. It's the same. This stone. Okay. Sorry. So definitely need to rest to be able to process your emotions. And what I was going to say was brilliant, and then I got distracted. If I do say so myself. Yeah, when it comes to processing emotions, that's where I was going. You need to give yourself love right now, pile 2. You need to be gentle with yourself. I feel like because you weren't able to deal with your grief, you were very harsh with yourself because you just do not want to feel. You need to soften up. You need to allow yourself to rest and grieve. Whatever this was, you need to let yourself feel it. You need to let yourself feel everything that's been locked up in your heart. This feels like a lot has been locked up in your heart. Let's take a look at the other cards. Biggest challenge. Practical intuition. Yeah, you're not listening to yourself. Or you're listening, but you're not applying what you're hearing. So either or any variation of, you need to listen to yourself. You need to stop. You need to rest. And you need to listen to yourself right now, pile 2. You need to allow yourself to process the emotions that are desperately needing and wanting to come up here. And it's a challenge for you to stop. I felt it at the very beginning when I was just holding this card. I was like, oh my God, it's so restless. It's giving me anxiety. So we also have divine light as a challenge. Yeah, exactly. You're not seeing the light at the end of the tunnel because of this grief. It's overwhelming for you, so you don't know how to process. Whenever we have big emotions, the only way to deal with them is to let them flow, is to feel them so that we can become able to release them. And as long as you don't do that, as long as you don't follow your own inner guidance and how to do this, you're going to be stuck in the dark thinking that there's nothing good at the end of the tunnel, but there is. You have to allow yourself to see that light and to move toward it. Another biggest challenge. We have go with the flow. Exactly. You're resisting your circumstances right now. But here's the deal. You can resist all you want. It's not going to change. So the sooner you allow yourself to accept what has happened, this could be also a breakup, whatever heartbreak it is that it is that you've been experiencing. Allow yourself to feel everything, you know, without being overwhelmed by your own emotions. That's why it's so important for you to just rest. You need to allow your emotions into your heart and breathe through them as you experience them. Sure, pain can be scary, but at the same time, pain is what makes us feel alive. Because if we didn't experience pain, then we'd never even know what happiness is, because we don't have that contrast. So appreciate whoever it was that's left your life, or whatever it was, depending on your circumstance. Appreciate them for who they are and what they brought you, and leave the rest behind. And allow yourself to grieve. Grieving is such a natural process. Like, we need to feel our emotions. Accept these emotions into your heart, feel them, and breathe through them. But don't be overwhelmed by them, like I was saying. This is the way we process emotions. We allow ourselves to feel them. And then when there's nothing left to feel, then there's no reason for that emotion to be there anymore. So instead of shoving everything down, you need to like gently just bring it up to the surface for you to understand, and to allow to exist without ignoring it, without pushing it down. Just allow it to exist through you and out of you. There's no other way for emotions to be processed. So our options are to process or to push down. And whatever pushes down is still there. So if you don't want this exploding in the future, process it now. Take time off. Take time to stop everything you're doing and just focus on you right now. That's your message, pile 2. You need to focus on you and on taking care of your emotional self. Because it feels like you've always disregarded it and discredited your emotions. Like, oh, whatever, they're just in the way. They're annoying, they're overwhelming. But they're only overwhelming because you're ignoring them. So obviously, the first time you're going to sit and allow these to surface, they're going to bombard you. And that's normal because you've been doing so much pushing down. But don't be afraid by it. Allow them to like rush you, and then feel them, and then just listen to the message they want to bring you, they want to give you. Listen to the messages. Listen to the messages that want to surface from within, that you've been neglecting, that you've been pushing down, that you've been ignoring. And you don't have to do this alone if you're incapable of it, pile 2. There are people whose job it is to help others process emotions. You know, you can absolutely go see a therapist. It would help you because they can guide you through the process instead of trying to do it on your own. And there's never anything wrong with seeking help. On the contrary, if you're brave enough to see that you need help, and you're even braver enough by choosing to get that help for yourself, you're a goddamn hero, pile 2. Because so many people just ignore their need to heal, which is what you're doing. But give yourself the grace to say, I'm not doing great right now, and I need a timeout. Because that is what you need, and you know it. You already know this, but you're choosing not to listen because it's so scary. And that's okay, but stop resisting. You have to start going with the flow right now, pile 2, the flow of your emotions. Water is often synonymous of emotions, and right now you need to be in these still waters. You need to be in the water, in your emotions, and feel them. So let's take a look at what kind of energy can help to guide you or to liberate you from all of this heartbreak, this empathy wound. And yeah, the reason you're incapable of feeling empathy right now for others is because you're not feeling empathy for yourself. You're not being kind to yourself. You're not being compassionate and understanding towards yourself. That needs to shift. You cannot give empathy to others as long as you do not give it to yourself. All right, let's start with these. Let's see, I don't think we need more. So the 2 energies for you to work with, pile 2, we have Lady Nada, Heart Awakening. Awaken to acceptance and divine love. Give and receive in balance. Acceptance of your own emotions. And again, divine love, that everything is done, everything happens for a reason, exactly the way it needs to. And oftentimes when we're confronted with a situation, we're not open to this knowledge that everything happens for a reason. We're mostly just cursing and being like, life again is trying to ruin me. No, life happens for you, not to you. And that goes with the divine light message of trusting that there's something greater at the end of the tunnel here. Heart awakening. You need to be in your heart right now. You need to allow yourself to feel your emotions. I'm gonna put this here. Another card for guidance. We have Serapis Bay, Ascension. Move into your true self. Rise above the darkness. The light is here. Exactly. You need to allow yourself to rest so you can find that light within, so it can be the one that you follow, the path forward for you. I can't help but noticing, like, this heart space is glowing and the moon is glowing, like, in the distance, that's the light you're following. And even over here, like, when you go into your emotions, there's light awaiting you at the end. So definitely trust the inner guidance that you're receiving and allow yourself to feel your emotions. This is some heavy stuff, pile 2. Take some time off for you, so you can find yourself again. You can find your peace. You can find your center again. So using the tarot, I want to start with looking, I want to take a look of what is a bad influence for you right now. What is a bad influence for pile 2 right now? Please, Spirit. What is a bad influence? This card. Okay, we have 2. We'll see how this comes out. Okay, this one too. Bad influence in your life. So we have the Queen of Cups in reverse. Exactly. Not being in tune with your own emotions. The Queen of Cups is a card that's empowered through her emotions because she has emotional mastery of herself. She has emotional mastery of her surroundings. Like, her heart space is open to both give and receive. But because this is blocked, you might have difficulty receiving right now, and you might have difficulty giving to yourself too. Giving and receiving can be very challenging at this time. And this is why we have give and receive in balance here. You're probably pushing away everybody that's trying to help you right now. And this is a sign for you that this is a bad thing, that you should absolutely allow people into your life that you know have your best interest at heart, that are going to help you get over this heartbreak, whatever it is, whatever's going on in your life right now, pile 2. You need to allow people to come in, and you definitely need to work on your emotions. We've been over this already. What is a good influence for you? We have the 6 of Pentacles, sharing, giving and receiving in a balanced way. This is exactly this card for me. Give to yourself. I feel like you probably feel guilty or something that you're still alive, or that just came out. So definitely some of you are feeling that, but it's not for everyone, that's for sure. But you need to release that guilt, because you're being so hard on yourself, pile 2. It was not your fault. Whatever happened, it is not your fault. This was divinely guided, divinely done. There was nothing you could have ever done to change it. It was planned this way. It had to happen this way. So you need to take the pressure off of your own shoulders. It is not your fault. This is very important for the people who are listening, pile 2. It is not your fault, okay? I'm feeling how these words are affecting my own heart. So I know that they've touched you because you needed it. So believe them. I am sending you all of my love, pile 2. I'm feeling you in my heart space. This is not an easy situation at all. And it's okay if it puts you on your ass. Let it. Some things in life will put us on our asses. And it's okay. It doesn't mean anything bad about you. It's not about you at all. But you need to allow yourself to process these emotions instead of pushing them away. You need to be kind to yourself. You need to be soft with yourself, to be accepting. Awaken to acceptance and divine love. Exactly. Yeah, no. Allow love into your life. Allow the people that want to help you to help you. You're not alone, pile 2. And I know you probably need to look at pile 3, which was loneliness, but I think you're just being way too hard on yourself. You're focusing too much on others, and you're neglecting yourself here, is what I'm getting from these cards. You are neglecting yourself in favor of helping others because it makes you feel good about yourself right now, and you need to feel good. You feel like you need to feel good, but you will only really feel good once you process your emotions. Move into your true self. Yeah. Rise above the darkness. The light is here. Exactly. The divine light. The divine light. It couldn't be said more times. So I'm sorry for what you're going through, pile 2. I really am. But you need to give yourself some love and a little push to allow others to help you. Then, sorry, we had the third theme was how to move forward from here. Yeah, the 8 of Swords. So you're the one keeping yourself stuck. You're the one that's refusing to see the gaps in your prison that would make it very easy for you to exit, but you're choosing not to see them. You're choosing to keep yourself in this energy by ignoring what is around you. In this case, it could be the people that want to help you with the 5 of Swords, which feels like conflicting energy, and it could be your own heartbreak with the 3 of Swords here. I've never seen this card that way, but it's communicating to me this way right now. You're focusing on your heartbreak and choosing to ignore the people that are there to help you. But like I said, you need to process your emotions. You need to have that opening towards yourself where it's okay for you to have emotions, and it's okay for them to feel overwhelming right now. It totally is. But you need to find a way to step out of this. So what do you need to pay more attention to, pile 2? What do you need to pay more attention to? What to pay more attention to, pile 2? Where should their focus really be? Yeah, the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah. This is actually a really nice card to have in reverse when it comes to what you should be focusing on. Because the 5 of Pentacles upright usually is the card about being left alone in the cold, right? But since this is upright, sorry, it's upright, upside down, it's not the energy of being left out in the cold. To me, this feels reversed. It's like an energy of nurturing. And it's interesting here that we have the Queen here with the same type of crown, just bigger. So definitely a need to let others nurture you. Obviously, we have a mother figure here, but it could be anyone that just wants to nurture you right now. You need to let these people in. You need to focus on letting people in instead of shutting them out. You know? Allow yourself to feel the love others have for you. You're not alone, like I said, pile 2. You're not alone in this. You need to be kinder to yourself. Focus on allowing people in. That's your message here. All right, so I wanted final messages from your guides, from this deck. Pay more attention to the way people want to interact with you right now. They want to be there for you, pile 2. Let them. You need the help. And there's nothing wrong with needing help. Nothing wrong at all. On the contrary, the fact that you can realize that you do is the biggest hug you can give yourself. All right, messages, final messages from your guides, pile 2. Final messages from your guides, pile 2. Right. Journey within, exactly. Allow yourself to feel your emotions. You really, really need to do that. This is self-explanatory with the rest of the reading you've had so far. You really need to get in touch with yourself. And I can't help but notice how this is green on the outside. It's heart chakra again. All right, more messages. Okay, let's start with these. So we have follow the golden rule. Treat others how you want to be treated. That is the golden rule. Treat others how you would want to be treated. Okay, let me put it to you this way. If one of your best friends was in this situation you are now, how would you feel if they refused your help? You would be mad. You'd be mad at them. You'd be like, this selfish idiot doesn't want the help they know they need. Well, you're being that selfish idiot right now by refusing the people that desperately want to come in to help you. Treat others how you want to be treated, pile 2. And let others treat you how you would treat them. That's the message here. Allow yourself to be taken care of, to be pampered by the people who love you. Everyone has value, including you, and you need to let yourself feel that. Right now, when we're in a hard place, it's easy to lose sight of our own value. And usually that's why we have a support system that is there to show us, hey, like, you're not alone. You can lean on us. We're here for you in the hard times. Like, I know you'll be there for me in my hard times too. Like, it's a give and take. Exactly. Give and receive and balance. I feel like you're the type of person who gives a lot and never lets themselves receive. This is something that needs to shift, especially if you want to work on your empathy. Yeah, okay. Final message. Don't relinquish your power. And this is your emotional power again with the green, the heart chakra. Don't relinquish your power. And your power in this case is to feel your own emotions. It's your own sovereignty in your life. That you are the one in control. Life happens for you, not to you. Again, that's the same message that's coming forward. You need to let go of the need of playing the victim right now. And I know that sounds harsh, especially when we're grieving. But when we're not allowing ourselves to feel our emotions, it's because we're feeling victimized by everything and out of control. But here's the deal. You're never in control. Pile 2, you're never in control. So release the need to be in control, to feel in control, because it's not doing anything for you. In fact, it's keeping you stuck in grief right now. So I am sending you all of my love, pile 2. All of my love and support, but allow yourself to receive both of those from the people around you that desperately want to. Even if you don't know who I'm talking about, some of you won't. But there are people out there that want to help you and you're still refusing their energy. So take a look within. Go figure stuff out. And do so graciously with kindness and softness, pile 2. All right, my heart goes out for you. Sending you all of my love. And if you've enjoyed this reading, pile 2, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to comment in what's happening in your life or how this has helped you, please feel free to do so. If I can help out more through the comments, then I will reach out and help out as I see the need to. So yeah, take care, all of my love, and I hope to see you again. Bye. Hello, pile 3, and welcome to your reading. You have chosen the blue stone and the card loneliness as a wound you need help to heal. So we have, I know that I'm never alone. Loneliness. I'm feeling like such a deep sadness with this card, like this feeling of not belonging, obviously, but more than that. When I say deep, I really mean like a soul ache here, where it feels like we're completely detached from everyone else around us. We probably feel isolated and alone, obviously, but also there's like a sense of despair, I think, attached to this loneliness. Because when we're not able to connect with people, regardless on what level, when we can't connect with others, it's it's such a hard place to be in, because you feel like there are no options, there's no way out, right? Because if the problem is we can't connect to others, then how are we supposed to feel uplifted? How are we supposed to feel like we're part of the whole? And there's a coldness to this. There's a hunger for warmth, for comfort. I feel like the people in pile 3 are likely very touch deprived. Like they don't have people giving them hugs regularly, or they don't have people, you know, just touching them or holding their hand or making them feel like they're part of someone, or they're part of something, like they're part of a group. There's definitely a lack of physical touch in this pile, of that confirmation, you know, that you're not alone, that there are people here who love and care for you. And this can be difficult, especially when we're talking about parents. Like, I've had both of my parents weren't very loving. They were shut off emotionally. So I grew up without that feeling of warmth, of care, of comfort. So I understand how this feels, because even though people are around you, it feels like you're alone. Even though you have connection, you have relationships, it still feels like you're isolated within those connections. And that's a really, really tough energy to navigate through. There's no worse feeling than feeling alone in a room full of people. I understand that. But our sense of connection comes from the root chakra. How safe we feel is how much we allow in as well. So maybe it's a good idea for you to take a look at how your root is. Is it underactive or overactive? Likely in this case underactive, because you're not feeling that connection. It could also be the crown chakra that's blocked off, that's making you feel like there's no oneness. It keeps you from feeling, probably some heart chakra too. I'm feeling my heart going, or like pinching, like throbbing the way it does when I feel like there's pain in it. Yeah, because we need to feel that connection, not just with ourselves, but with the earth and with people, to feel like we're part of a whole. And right now you're feeling like you're alone, you're separate in this, you're separate from the whole. That's the one we're looking at here. So let's take a look at what's the biggest challenge here. What's the biggest challenge, Spirit, for pile 3 in overcoming this wound, in healing this wound? Biggest challenge for pile 3, Spirit, please. Okay, these 2 cards, let's start with that. So first off, we have clarity. Exactly, you're not seeing things as they are. You're focused on feeling alone and lonely. Your biggest challenge in healing this wound is going to choose to reconnect with people profoundly, you know, on more than just the earth level. It has to be on an energetic level. So definitely take a look at your chakras. See what kind of wounds are stuck in them. So connection, clarity of connection. And then we have nurture. Yeah, so taking care of yourself and feeling yourself reconnect, not only with nature, but with your true nature and that of everyone and everything around you. You might have an easier time starting this process with animals than with people, because, you know, animals have this purity that we don't necessarily find in humans. They have this gentleness, this softness, this acceptance that humans struggle to achieve. So maybe if you have pets, it's good to spend a lot of time with them, but do not spend time only with animals. Like, it could be the first step in your process, but it's not where you need to stop. You need to keep going, and to finding that connection through an animal will help you find that connection through another person. But at least you'll have like the navigating lines to follow from connecting with an animal. Because ultimately humans are animals too, right? So it's the same process. It's the same path that we need to take to connect with one or another. The difference is, you know, animals don't speak, so they're very good listeners, but humans in general are terrible at listening. And this might be part of why you're feeling so lonely, because it doesn't feel like anybody's listening to you. which I also understand. But the question to ask yourself is, are you even listening to yourself in the first place? Have you been wanting to do certain things and you've stopped yourself from doing them? Have you been wanting to talk to a specific person, but you've been keeping yourself from it, telling yourself, oh, they won't care, oh, they won't, like, I don't want to bother them, all of that. These are patterns that you need to start becoming aware of so that you can start shifting them. I know in my case, like, my anxiety made me believe that I was bothering people when, like, that was all just in my head. Whenever, like, I would reach out, it felt like I was asking for too much just by having a conversation with someone. So these are things we need to become clear about, that we're not initiating a conversation with someone. It's never going to be bothersome unless that person is just a straight up asshole, in which case you don't even want to be around their energy in the first place. So focus on yourself, reconnect with the truth of who you are, and to find the universal connection within. And you can do that by being in nature, by grounding yourself. I'm noticing like 2 huge green spaces, and like someone who just loses themselves in those spaces, in the beauty of the nature around you. So yes, with animals is a good first step, but also with nature, feeling yourself connecting with the ground. Go play with dirt, go, be in the ocean, or whatever your possibilities are for where you are in the world. Choose to connect with the ground, and through that, you'll probably have an easier time connecting with people. All right, so I also want to take a look at the best energies to be in to help you liberate or to shift from this, or the energies you can call upon. So clearly this card. Okay. Energies to be in, or to call upon, people to call upon to help you in this process. Okay, I'm feeling one more. So let's just see. Whoa, okay, there you go. 2 more, I guess. No, this is the one. I don't want these. I'm gonna keep them on top just in case like they really want to come out and I'm mistaken, but I think these are the 3 energies that we really need here. So first off, we have Lady Venus, downloads and understanding. Truth is being revealed. Deep insights are coming from heaven and the astral realm. Yeah, so there's this need to go within to find that connection within. This is exactly what this is saying. Truth is being revealed. Deep insights are coming from heaven and the astral realm. So definitely take a look at your crown chakra connection so that you can be in the space and the energy to receive these downloads, this understanding. We are in the process of shifting the energy of Earth. So there's a lot of starseeds coming in the newer generations that are here to help shift things. So if you're feeling ostracized and alienated because you're so different, I get it. This is normal. It's part of the process, because starseeds are beings from other planets, if you will. Like a starseed is a soul to another planet, like humans are souls to Earth. So in my case, like, I know that I come from Alcyone in the Pleiades. I think that's how you pronounce it, but like, my soul is that of a dragon, and I am here to help humans shift and evolve, which is why my own journey has been so transformational so fast, and I've been through shit in my life because I needed to heal and learn and grow at an accelerated pace so that I could today be where I am to help shift the energies too. Like, I was on a fast track course of evolve and keep evolving so that you'll be able to help the others coming in do the same thing. And we can see this in people that are older than I am. I'm 28, but there's an older generation that's more like the trailblazers, the people that were here first to start this process. It's a long-term process, and it's been a long time coming, and we're like moving faster now because we have more people turning the handles on that wheel, so if you felt like you've been different your entire life and this is why you're feeling like you're lonely, that's okay. And I'm noticing here in this card, this loneliness card, how there's the universe at large in the background to the souls connected to Earth. There are other Earths further away, that's where we're from, and we're coming here to help Earth shift and transition, which is what is needed collectively. So I think the main message here for you to understand is that you're not alone. You may feel alone where you are in your part of the world, but there are other people like you in other parts of the world that are forming a grid so we can help this earth shift and transform. So you may feel lonely where you are, but at large, you are not alone. And you need to understand this, to feel this through your connection, not only to the earth, but your connection within, to the energetic connection that touches every single human being in existence. We all have a sliver of universe within ourselves that is the universal connection. So you need to train yourself to tap into that and to find that connection within. We have Sir Nunos, life force. Express your driving passion, sensual and sexual powers are increased. So with this card, what I'm feeling is that because you felt you were so different, you felt like you couldn't do what felt right to you because you would be looked at wrong. You'd be looked at differently because it's so out there compared to what people are used to. But the message here is to embrace your differences instead. Embrace what makes you unique. You are the only person in this world that can be you. No one else can be you for you. So you need to embrace that. Embrace all of the beauty of who you are and celebrate it. Celebrate yourself instead of keeping yourself in the dark, isolated and alone. The more you choose to practice self-love and self-respect, the easier it will be for others to start giving you that as well. So if you're feeling like nobody's giving you the attention or the validation that you're seeking, it's because you need to find those things within yourself first. You have to give yourself the love you want and need. You have to give yourself the acceptance you want and need. You have to give yourself all of your own wants and needs before anyone else and your outside reality can reciprocate that. As long as you're blocking that energy from within, it cannot come back to you from without. So a deep dive within is required here, pile 3, to reconnect with the truth of who you are and to allow that truth to come out and to flow freely from you. I know how scary that can be. I know just me reading cards where I'm from in my little spot of country living, like it's looked at like it's weird because it's energy, and like farmers don't know about energy. Like they're too busy to care about these things in most cases. But just that to say that your environment is not, how do I want to phrase this? You are not responsible to explain yourself to the people around you. You are only responsible with being true to yourself. That's where your obligation starts and ends, with yourself, with your own truth, and to allow yourself to live and be that truth. It's what the world needs, and even more importantly, it's what you need to get out of this. All right, we have Radha, soul flame. Discover a lost part of yourself, experience relationship, harmony, and healing. Exactly. Rediscover a lost, this couldn't have been better. Rediscover a lost part of yourself, experience relationship, harmony, and healing. This is exactly what I've been saying so far. I feel like I want another energy, so I'm going to pull another card from this deck. There you go. Okay, let's see if there's anything else. Okay. Perfect. So again, another compliment to what I was saying. We have Holy Amethyst, Divine Alchemy, Move beyond current challenges. Focus on what you desire. Exactly. But you find all of these answers from within. So make sure that you trust your own judgment and you trust your own desires, your own passion. The passion was here. But it's by finding yourself that you'll be able to find the connection with others and with the earth. And you can use your connection with the earth to find yourself. Like everything is so interconnected that no matter where you start, you will get all of them when you keep going at it. But definitely a need to be honest with yourself about what you actually want and need what you want to be doing with yourself in your life. Like we've been painted this whole picture of, by the way, this just popped into my head, but if you were drawn to pile 2, I believe these two cards came up, both of them in pile 2. So you might want to watch pile 2 as well. So yeah, we're painted this picture of life should be this way. And we're told that we have to follow this path, otherwise we're like not normal. But here's the deal. Be not normal. Follow your own path. Look at where normal has brought us as a society. Is this a life or a society that you want to live in? Is it a life that you feel fulfilled in? To work, 5 days a week, 9 to 5, you have no day to yourself. You're just, and the 2 days off that you get there for like, what's the word in English? Se rattraper. It's to be able to do what you've neglected throughout the week because you didn't have time, because you didn't have energy, because you were burnt out from working all goddamn day. So we're here to shift all of that bullshit energy into something that's actually conducive to the human soul, to have a reality that is worth living in. And we can find all of those answers from within. So that's why it's so important, pile 3, for you to go within, find yourself, find your purpose, and follow it. Never mind what everybody else is doing. You're already different. Embrace your differences. The differences in life are what makes life interesting. Because if there were no differences, then we wouldn't have the option of choice. Sorry, if everything was the same, we would not be able to make a choice because we'd only have one option in every aspect of life. Can you imagine a more boring life than where everything is the same for everyone all the time? No, we need to embrace differences and understand the value that differences bring. My throat is closing up a lot, so you might want to take a look at your throat chakra. See what I mean? You might want to take a look at your throat chakra as well, because the throat chakra is about expressing one's own truth. But I feel like you have no idea what, or you've chosen not to embrace what your truth is in favor of doing what society expects people to do. Put that in the trash where it belongs and start embracing yourself for who you are and the beautiful gifts that only you can bring to life. You're powerful, pile 3. If you're a starseed, you're here to be a catalyst of change. So you need to be able to allow that energy to flow through you so change can be brought forward. All right, so next I want to take a look at, I want to pull some tarot to see 4 sections. What is a bad influence, a good influence, how to move forward, and what you should be paying more attention to. So I'm just going to start shuffling for pile 3. And we're going to take a look first at what is currently a bad influence in pile 3's life. Bad influence in pile 3's life. Yeah, okay. Wow. Feeling this and this. This is bad. This is good. This is bad. Bad influence, good influence. And I'm just going to start with that. So, bad influence is the 4 of Pentacles. Being dissatisfied. There you go, the 4 of Pentacles. Feeling trapped in a prison of your own making, but the sun is shining on the other side. So all you need to do is to shift your focus from in front to within, to behind, if you will. But for the purpose of the card, you're discontented with what's around you and you're not focusing on what makes you shine the brightest. So what your bad influence is at the moment, pile 3, is that you're ignoring what brings you joy. You're ignoring what makes you come alive in favor of what you were told is what life is what life is made of. You know, this tower is made of 3 pentacles, but the pentacle you really want is the 4th one that's hidden in the background. So put your focus where you actually want it to be instead of focusing where you were told you had to put your focus. Choose to be true to yourself, pile 3. And 4 is the number of stability. And although like your life may feel stable right now, it does not feel fulfilling. So you need to focus on what will bring about fulfillment, love, and joy into your life instead of stagnating where you're already stuck. Okay, so let's take a look at what is a good influence. We have the Three of Swords. This might sound counterproductive because the Three of Swords is generally like a bad card, if you will. I don't think there are any bad cards in tarot, just information. But as a good influence, listening to your heart is what's going on here. Especially what brings you pain. Do not put more energy on what hurts you. Put more energy on what makes you feel alive. This is the guidance here for what is a good influence. Listening to your heartache. When your heart aches, it means you're not going in the right direction. Whenever we're unhappy, whenever we feel miserable, it's because we're not going the right way. We need to change, shift where we're going, shift our perspective, change our goals, maybe even our ambitions to ones that are actually true to our individual souls. So again, this refers to listening to your own inner guidance, your own inner knowing, because I feel like you don't really listen to yourself in favor, you don't listen to your emotions and your heart and yourself in favor of what your brain tells you is what you should be doing. In this case, your brain is not serving you. Put it aside. Thoughts are extremely masculine energy and your heart is feminine energy. And when we listen to one more than the other, we're not doing ourselves a favor, regardless of if it's the heart or if it's the mind. These have to be balanced and seen as equals, because your emotions will give you guidance towards what feels right for you. And your mind is there to give you the structure to attain where you really want to be going. But that guidance comes from the heart. And I love that that made me choke again on your reading, pile 3, because I feel like following your heart is extremely triggering for you. Probably because of the conditioning you've had. But it's important for you to be brave enough to start trusting and following what your emotions tell you without letting them overwhelm you. That might be a fear that you have at the moment, at present. Your heart will only lead you astray when you let it overwhelm you. But if you're quiet and you listen within, it will just whisper for you the way to follow. And that's when you can let your mind show you the steps that need to be taken. But don't let your mind take over either. There really needs to be a balance between your mind and your heart here, pile 3. All right, so let's take a look now at how to move forward. Oh, okay. I'm going to take them both for, I'm feeling this card for your last guidance. Okay, so we have as how to move forward the Queen of Pentacles and the Moon. Yeah, discover your own secrets, discover your own sovereignty. Let me see the cards a little better. I have a lot of glare going on, I don't know why. Probably just my lighting. Anyways, I'll fix it in the next video. Maybe, we'll see. Anyways, so how to move forward. We have the Queen of Pentacles and the Moon. Like I said, discovering your own secrets. The whole power and potential that you keep hidden within, you keep in the dark. The Moon is about secrets. So however, it feels to me like you're keeping your true essence and your true sovereignty secret from the people around you. You don't want people to see you for the powerful being that you are. And in the case of the Queen of Pentacles, she is really like this nurturing energy of love. I feel like you're a very loving person, but you've realized how distorted love is seen in this world, and it's fucked. Like the way love is understood here, it's like sex. Sex is love in this world, and it's like, no, sex is a physical activity. You don't have to be in love with someone to have sex with them. So you've probably been like disenchanted by the notion of, or how love is perceived. And you're like, well, no, this doesn't make sense. I'm not supposed to give sex to everyone. I'm supposed to give love to everyone. So yes, indeed, love is the answer. And I feel like you're this person that, look at her, look how she's shining. And it's the same disc as we saw here. And the bad influence card, it's the same kind of shining within, but instead of pushing it away and keeping it hidden, she's embracing it. She's embracing her true nature. So this is also your message, pile 3, to embrace your true nature that you've been disregarding in favor of what should be, which is such bullshit. All right, so finally we have, we can put it down a little bit more. Finally, we have the card for what you need to pay more attention to. And we have the Two of Swords. So your decisions, the decisions you've been making blindly, because the in the original tarot, the Two of Swords is this lady with these two swords in front of her, and she has the band on her eyes, so she's essentially blind. But this card as energy for what to pay more attention to is your unconscious choices. See how both these ladies have their eyes closed? Yeah, the choices you make in the dark. And there's the moon here, so the the choices you keep hidden that are making you feel alive and that are true to your nature are the ones you should pay more attention to. Pay attention to the choices you make in favor of yourself in the dark, is what I'm hearing. Because the goal here, pile 3, seems to be, have I called you pile 2 before? I'm sorry. Pile 3 is to get back into this Queen of Pentacles energy where you are sovereign of your own reality, your own existence, and you embrace yourself fully. So follow the choices, the guidance that bring you back to this energy of sovereignty, of self-sovereignty, and of being able to just give love freely without attachment. Being in the light as opposed to keeping yourself stuck in the dark. Okay, so I want to close this reading with a few messages from Spirit, final messages from your guides, pile 3's guides. What are messages that pile 3 need to know, need to keep in mind? Give without expectation. All right, so again, this is about love. But also on the flip side, receive without expectation as well. I think it's important to have balance between give and take, because if you're the only one giving all the time, then that leaves you depleted. So you want to make sure that you're capable of accepting as well, but definitely give out love freely without there being conditions to yeah, okay, this one was calling to me, conditions to, like, if I give you this, then you owe me that. No, never mind that. If you give freely, and it's other people's choice to reciprocate that or not. But take note of who you give to that never returns the favor. And maybe this is a person you need to cut out of your life because they're just an energetic drain. We also have appreciate your talents. Exactly, your desires, whatever brings you to life. I feel like you have so much potential and you keep it hidden because you're insecure with yourself, because you feel disconnected from the truth of the world. So definitely you need to go within pile 3. This one's calling me too. I'm just going to shuffle for others as I keep talking. I feel like this one too. Let's start with that and then we'll see. But yeah, like I said earlier, you are the only person who can be you. And you're the only person who can do whatever it is that you do the way that you do. Sure, like there are a million dancers in the world, but no one can dance like you. A million singers in the world, but no one can sing like you. A million writers in the world, but no one can write like you. You are unique in this world. And the way that what you have to bring forward is unique to you. And the world needs whatever it is that you have to offer because you are a starseed that is here to help the world shift. We need you as you in your own sovereign energy. Another message here. You are here for a reason. Exactly. You are here to bring about change, honey. And change is not always easy or fun, but it is necessary. And sometimes we just have to roll back our sleeves and go for it, even if we believe the change will be unpleasant. Again, it's a matter of the mind here, of fear in the mind. Like just because we believe a change to be unpleasant doesn't mean that it necessarily will be. You do whatever you want with what you have. It's your choice, how you choose to approach things, how you choose to see things. And then, there you go. Final message, don't relinquish your power, pile 3. You're super powerful. You have the potential for great change, great love energy to be brought into this world through you. And like I said, we need this power, but ultimately you're the one who needs it the most to reconnect with the truth of who you are. To work on your wounding, to work on your chakras maybe, you know. But to really be able to step into your sovereign power of change and to accept the blessing that you are. Because don't mistake me, pile 3, you are a blessing in this world. And I feel like you just need to give yourself permission to embody that power. All right, so I'm going to leave your reading here, pile 3. I think I've said enough. I'm sending you all of my love. I know how challenging this energy can be. If by any means, if I can help you out in the comments, if you feel like talking to me about your situation, and if you need like more help with the specifics of your own situation, I would love to reach out and help out however I can. But yeah, so if this has resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks for being here and watching, and take care. Much love. Bye. Hello, pile 4. If you have chosen the green heart and the discipline card, this is your reading. So as a wound, we need help healing. Discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. Let me feel into this energy. I'm getting a sense of brokenness. Like probably you feel broken. What's the other word that's coming up? Indecisive, fearful, really. I'm getting a slight headache on my right-sided brain, so probably you're struggling with structure, because the right side of the body is the divine masculine energy. And if I'm getting a headache on the right side, it's probably because you're lacking structure, any kind of idea or plan, or like getting from point A to point B energy, like you're missing the steps here. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. There's something about the mind here, your mind playing games with you, or you playing games with your mind. That, or you're letting your mind dictate your existence instead of having the good balance between heart and mind. I'm not entirely sure. We're going to dig into it more with more cards. But I'm getting a sense of like rigidity and a need for control. So I'm getting multiple different energies here, so there's going to be a few variations to what I'm talking about here, but I think the best option right now is to dive into the cards to get more information. So first I want to take a look at what is the biggest challenge here to overcome this wound in discipline. I'm getting the image like the right side of my body is just limping and the left side is just trying to walk anyways. It's like the right side is completely dissociated and shut down, and the right side is like, no, we need to get going. And this kind of energy is the rigidified divine feminine energy. So this means we all have masculine and feminine energies within us. And the feminine energy's role is to be a magnet, to support, to nurture, and the masculine's role is to have the structure, the driving force, to be the leader, you know? The masculine energy is the momentum, and the feminine energy is the attraction. So if your masculine energy is not there, it's not responsive, it's not helping, then all you have left is the feminine energy. But if your masculine energy has collapsed the way that I feel that it has, then that means your feminine energy is the one that's now taking over to play both roles. But because that's not her nature, it's a struggle. So what happens when the masculine collapses is that the feminine rigidifies over. So she is not fulfilling her role of being the magnet, of attracting everything she wants and needs, and receiving the knowing that goes with it, the internal knowing that goes with attracting what is needed. And she's playing the role of being the leader, but it's distorted feminine energy because it's not her role. And so what this does is that we lose our connection with our feminine essence while we struggle to compensate for the lacking masculine energy. So what happens in this case with the rigidified feminine energy is that we become rigid. We become like, we feel completely unsafe. We do not trust others to help us. We do not accept people to help us, to give us gifts, to give us. We do not receive anything at all. Feminine energy is about receiving, and masculine energy is about giving. They balance each other out this way. But when we have the one that's supposed to be receiving as the one who's forced to give, like, this doesn't feel balanced, it doesn't feel right. So probably you have either a collapsed definitely a collapsed masculine energy here. And the way to heal that is to allow ourselves to receive and be grateful, to practice gratitude for it too. We heal the rigidified feminine energy by being still, by choosing to help others, to let others help us. I mean, we need to take this feminine energy out of the masculine space so the masculine can take its space again. And we heal this collapsed masculine energy by, slow steps of learning to give, learning to stand up for ourselves, learning to create a plan, to create structure from the guidance we can receive from the healthy feminine energy within us. This is like the how-to, and this is the let's do it. So you allow the steps to come to you, and then you follow through with them. Okay, this was a huge tangent on energies, but this is what I strongly felt with this wound. So ideally, this is what we're talking about here. But yeah, let's take a look at the biggest challenges for healing this wound of collapsed masculine and rigidified feminine energy. So this card for sure, and this one. See what else. Anything else, Spirit, as biggest challenges? I feel like there's one more, but I think it's rather this. But I feel like these have to be elaborated on first. So let's take a look at this guy. We have healing grief. So definitely as a challenge, healing grief. Again, and we're noticing that this is a feminine figure, right? And she looks sad. She looks like she feels abandoned or something. Like there's a quiet strength, but she's leaning on this walking stick a lot. So, like she's grabbing onto it. Like, I know that's not necessarily the image, that's the energy I'm getting from it. Like, she's grabbing onto it for sheer life. Your divine feminine energy needs healing, but so does your masculine, and it's by healing your masculine that your feminine energy will be able to go back to its rightful state. Allow yourself to heal your feminine energy by falling back into the grace of receiving. Allow yourself to receive gracefully. Whatever it is, like love, compliments, or gifts, or whatever, everything that you're rejecting outright because you don't want to feel like you owe that person after, never mind that. That's all in your mind, exactly. You don't owe that person because they choose to give you something. No, that's not how that works. Receiving gracefully is about allowing ourselves to be helped when we need the help. And then another big challenge is nurture. Exactly. Again, feminine energy. You need to be in the essence of nurturing not only yourself, but your environment. You need to allow yourself to embody your feminine energy, the healed feminine energy. I feel like there's probably, you probably did not have a strong masculine role model. And that's why, like, you've probably seen your own mother struggle with doing everything while the male parent was probably just behaving like another child under the care of the mother, which is its own wound all on its own. But it's precisely the masculine wound that's just showing up again. You need to balance your feminine and masculine energies, that's for sure. With an emphasis on falling back into your natural feminine energy. So if you feel like your natural energy is masculine, this is probably not the reading for you. Although that being said, I know when I grew up, I am feminine for sure, but I completely disowned my feminine aspect because, I was brought up where women were less than men. And so I was like, what's the point of being a woman if it's just seen as a weakness? So I would constantly just rely on my own masculine energy all the time, and I chose to dissociate from anything that could link me with being feminine. So maybe this is something you need to work on as well. Wear dresses, or paint your nails, or like whatever activity you associate with being feminine is something you should be doing right now. You need to reconnect with the purity that is being feminine. It's not a sin to be a woman. It's not a sin to have feminine energy, And like I said, you find feminine and masculine energies in everyone. It's a spectrum where you have fully masculine and then you have fully feminine. So wherever you are on that spectrum, regardless of your gender, is the energy like you're meant to be most on. There is no true neutral as of yet in our existence. We only have people who are close to the neutral line, who are either falling into wounded masculine or wounded feminine energy, which is why they feel like they're neutral. But right now on Earth, the energy is not conducive for true neutral people. If this is triggering for you, you might want to write down why and to check in with yourself why you're allowing something to trigger you in the first place. Because, and this is important, your triggers are your own responsibility. It's not up to the rest of the world to tiptoe around you because you feel uncomfortable. You need to figure out why you feel uncomfortable and if you're okay with that truth. You need to be honest with yourself here, pile 4. All right, next biggest challenge, we have divine protection. So you probably feel cut off from divinity itself, from the sacred oneness that is life. I see you like being afraid of the dark here, maybe your own shadows in this case. But this card is about knowing like your connection to the light and how you fit in it. That you're naturally part of this connection. You're not disconnected from it. You're choosing to keep yourself disconnected by refusing to heal the wounds within. All right, next I want to see how to best liberate this energy, how to best work through it. So either an ascended master you can call upon or the energy that is best for you to be in at present. So I'm feeling this card. We'll see how many want to come out. Ooh, I just got a wave of nausea, so probably some of you are very triggered by what I just said, and it's making you feel like less than, like garbage is what I heard in my mind. Regardless of who you are, regardless of where you find yourself on the spectrum of energy, we have to remember that it's just energy, right? It's what composes us. So I myself, yes, I'm a feminine being, but I wouldn't put myself like at the end of femininity. I'm probably somewhere closer to the middle because I don't associate with gender roles necessarily, but and I think using feminine and masculine as terms for energy is misleading in our understanding of what is feminine and what is masculine. Because ultimately it's just energy. It's what composes us, right? Energy is what makes us have likes and dislikes. And just because we're more in a masculine energy or in a feminine energy does not necessarily influence what you like and don't like, but it can. I feel this card. So first, Krishna, devotion. Trust your spiritual guidance. Your commitment has been recognized. You are loved unconditionally. And this is true of everyone in the world. You are loved unconditionally. Our job right now is to find ourselves within, to find our center, to find our balance so that we can be true to ourselves. That's the most important part, to be true to ourselves and to our own truth. So discovering your own truth might be part of your process here, pile 4. Trust your spiritual guidance. I feel like you have a very strong connection to energy, but you've either never tapped into it or you're not sure how. The best tool for you to use at this point is to just be quiet, to just sit still in complete quiet and connect within. Find yourself within, reconnect to the truth of who you are. This is an inside journey and it can feel scary for sure, but it's also very essential for you at this point in time. You need to reconnect with the truth of who you are. And to be perfectly fair, let go of labels. Let go of the need to label everything and focus only on just being yourself. Labels are great for trying to understand something, but once it's understood, you don't need to attach yourself to something that's exterior to you. All you have to do is be truthful with yourself about who you are, what you want, and what your purpose is in this lifetime. So I feel like there's a need to focus on self here. I feel like you've been letting people tell you how to live, and now it's your time to be like, enough. I want to tell me how to live, how I want to live. Next, we have Mahavatar Babaji. I don't know if I said that right. Soul expansion. Your consciousness is expanding. You understand the connections between all things. Exactly. And this is what we want to bring you back to. As long as there's no balance within, you will never see the balance without. So definitely a call to work on yourself and reconnecting with your soul by trusting the insights you get from within, because we're connected to our souls from within. So we can always have access to that guidance and that love, that unconditional love, if we choose to tap into it, which can be a scary thing to do, but an important thing to do. Then we also have Odin. Psychic insight. Your third eye is open. Exactly. You see truth for what it is. Follow your intuition. Exactly what I was saying. Beautiful confirmation here. Thank you, Odin. Your third eye is open. So like I said, I don't remember if I said it, if I just thought it, but you have a connection with the divine, with source, that is very strong. But you maybe have not been able to tap into it because you are not in your feminine essence. Because the feminine energy is the one that receives the guidance, that receives the insights, that communicates it to the masculine energy so that they can form a plan and go for it. So if you're shutting off your own access to your own knowledge by not being into your feminine energy, this is the first step you need to do. Reconnect with your feminine energy to allow yourself to be open to receive the knowledge and information that is already yours to begin with. And then finally we have, oh God, I don't know how to say this, Melchizedek. Melchizedek? Let's hope. Higher learning. You've learned from experience. More inner study is now required to further progress. So more confirmation that you really need to dive within at this point in time. Pile 4. Okay, I'm going to move these because I'm going to need some space for the tarot cards. But yeah, higher learning. You have learned from experience, from your own experience probably. More inner study is now required to further progress. Like I said, you have the insight within. You need to be able to tap into that insight by connecting with your feminine energy. All right, so now I want to take a look at how to liberate yourself from this, how to best liberate from this. And I have 4 sections here. So what is a bad influence? What is a good influence in your life right now? And then how to move forward and what you should be paying special attention to. So for pile 4, what is a bad influence? Okay, right now in their lives. And I'm feeling this as good influence. I don't know. I would rather keep shuffling just in case. I don't want to get ahead of myself. So your bad influence is the 9 of Cups, and I'm getting from this card the wishful thinking. Usually the 9 of Cups is about wishes fulfilled, but in this case, in your scenario, I'm really getting like wishful thinking. Wishful thinking is not going to help you heal. Actual action will. So that's why, again, action is masculine energy oriented. So you need to heal the inner feminine to heal the inner masculine, or heal the inner masculine to feel the inner feminine. They're conjoined energies. So regardless if you work on one, it will affect the other. Just like the yin yang symbol, they're one thing and they play together like in that space. So if it's, can't see my circle. So in this space, it's supposed to be, you know, like half yin and half yang energy. But if one is overwhelming the other, well, it's still the same space, but it's mostly filled with feminine energy or masculine energy when you want that perfect balance within. Yes, so yeah, bad influence is wishful thinking with no action to back it up. I feel like this is the good energy. The sun. Okay, the good influence is the sun, which is great. Because this means you are capable of tapping into your joy, tapping into what makes you happy, tapping into your inner child and nurturing your inner child. We did have nurture here. Following your youth's passion is what I'm hearing, because this card feels very passionate to me. But also look at her. She's just blindly following the crow that's leading the way. And that is what feminine energy is. This is like feminine and masculine right here as a depiction. This is the one leading the way. This is the one who follows and just points like, yeah, we're going this way, that way. Like she just knows where to go, and the crow is the one that's just leading the charge towards it. So this keeps talking about masculine and feminine energy all over the place. So definitely a need to reacquire balance within by honoring both the sacred, the sacred feminine and the sacred masculine. But yeah, following your passions is definitely the first step, or one of the steps to help you reconnect with yourself and the truth of who you are and rebalance yourself. Okay, so how to move forward from this energy. How to move forward from here for pile 4, please, Spirit. How to move forward from here for pile 4. How to move forward from here, Spirit. I feel like there might be more than one card for this specific. Okay, how to move forward from here, Spirit. No. I'm also feeling this one. Okay. And this one too. Okay, this is our last card though. Okay. All right, so how to move forward, best move forward from here. We have the 7 of Swords reversed. Let's see this upright. Okay, so the 7 of Swords reversed is how to best... Stop holding on to what you think is important. Stop holding on to your heartbreak. Stop holding on to the bullshit is what I'm hearing. Like there's an emphasis on not putting, what's the word I'm looking for? Not focusing on the right things. Like this person is in an energy of like, people are trying to steal from me, so I'm going to run away with everything that I can while I can. This is not the energy you need to be with. You need to release the need to hold on to so tight to things. You need to release the need for control. I think I talked about that at the very beginning. You have a huge need to control your environment because you don't feel safe in it. And that is exactly rigidified feminine energy. So definitely heal the feminine energy within. Let's see what else in conjunction. We have the 3 of Cups in reverse. So blocking your own joy because you're holding so tightly onto the things that ultimately don't matter. You're blocking the option for joy to come naturally into your life. Being a stick, like being so stiff that you don't allow anything to touch or affect you is what's keeping you from experiencing happiness right now. Experiencing joy and community, I think also, because we are feeling here very detached, very alone as well. Unbalanced. So your key is to stop holding on so tightly to things, to allow energy, joyous energy to come in. I'm gonna put these like that. All right, and your final tarot card here, which is what to pay more attention to. So we have the 4 of Cups in reverse. So this is discontent, melancholy. Melancholy? I'm not sure how you English folk pronounce it. And it was in reverse. So pay attention to the emotions that are blocked within you. Sit with yourself and allow your emotions to rise into your heart center so they can be processed and then released. I feel like there's a lot of pent-up sadness, pent-up melancholy that need to be released, but it cannot be released as long as your feminine is not properly active. Like she's the one who deals with the emotions. So as long as you're not connected to your feminine, your emotions can't be processed. So pay attention to what your emotions are trying to tell you. All right, so I want to close off this reading with a few messages from your guides. Final messages for pile 4, Spirit, please, from the guides. Okay, definitely this one. Final messages for pile 4 from your guides. Spirit, please. Okay, and this one. Okay, I think we have enough. Let's see. Okay, I'm just gonna put this here. This one first. Calm is not a weakness. Again, I feel like people don't understand feminine energy, in which they think that she's weak because her strength is not a physical strength. Her strength is in calmness. The inner strength of the feminine is what defines her. So what I mean by inner strength is that, you know, it's not external strength. It's not a show of force. It's resilience. It's being able to take on more than they can handle and then slowly process it at their own beat. But that doesn't mean you should always be taking on more than you can handle. Or the truth is that you'll take on what you're capable of handling and then process it at your own time. But when you're in distorted feminine energy, you're not capable of processing. So that's when you start to pile it all on. And I think also with this card, calm is not a weakness. This is a call for you to rest. Resting is seen as bad in our society, which is complete bullshit, because we are mammals and we need to rest to be able to have energy for when it matters. Just take a look at lions. Like, they're not running around all over the place all the time. No, like, they chill out until it's time to eat and then they run for their food. So I think it's important for you to understand that doing nothing is essentially not a bad thing. You need time out, pile 4, to be able to reconnect with yourself fully. Yeah, what else? We have appreciate your talents. So this came up in pile 3. You might want to take a look at pile 3 because it was about loneliness, and I am getting a vibe of loneliness through this, of being like cut off, different. Yeah, we were talking about a wound of discipline, so definitely balancing masculine and feminine energies. But more than that, this goes back to the sun, following your passions. You know, as your good influence card, following your passions. So definitely dive into that as well. Give yourself the time and space to just do what brings you joy right now. What passionates you? Whatever. I feel like you have a gift to share with the world that has to do with your talents. Your specific talent, something you're good at but you're not showing to anyone because you feel insecure about it. Work on it. Work on that insecurity, on being open to being vulnerable. That's a big thing for the rigidified feminine energies. To help it heal is to learn to be comfortable with feeling vulnerable. Yeah, forgive yourself as guidance from your guides. I don't know what happened in your specific situation, but clearly there's a point in time where you decided you weren't safe, and like your feminine energy went into that state of needing to be the protector. So forgive yourself for not honoring your own masculine energy, or for, you know, it might be like a parent situation or a caregiver situation where you didn't have a healthy male role model to base your own masculine energy out of. And when I say male role model, it doesn't have to be like a man. It can be the person in your life that embodies the most masculine energy. So you might have to forgive them for not showing you exactly how to allow your masculine energy to thrive while being considered equal to feminine energy. All right, and finally, have an attitude of gratitude. I feel towards your own gifts as well, but towards yourself for sure. Be grateful for what you have. Sometimes it's so easy, and I just wrote this in the book that I'm writing, that privilege is like, it's hard for people who have it to understand that they have it. Because, you know, when you're privileged, you're not aware of it. It's when you're not privileged that you're aware of people having advantages over you. So I feel like you've probably had a privileged life and you're not aware of it, or you have like really, really nice things in your life that you're not appreciating because you take them for granted. But definitely appreciation and gratitude are energies that you need to work with to be able to heal this wound about discipline. It's interesting because discipline will come when the masculine is present. As long as your masculine energy is not capable of being sovereign on its own and complementary to feminine energy, it cannot thrive. So as long as you're discarding your masculine essence, you will not be able to be disciplined, because that's the masculine energy's role. All right, so I think I'm going to leave your reading here, pile 4. If this has resonated, if this has resonated, I can't talk. Like, I've been mispronouncing a bunch of things in this reading as well. So there's probably another wound around your throat chakra about speaking your truth. So you might want to take a look at that final message. All right, so I am leaving your reading here, pile 4. Thank you so much for watching. And if this has resonated, please like, share, and subscribe. And I will, let me know in the comments, you know, whatever's going on for you. If you need more tips or tricks on how to heal the feminine and the masculine energy, I'll be glad to give them to you, as I know them and how they've worked for me. You can also do research on your own as well. So don't be afraid of looking into what is feminine energy and what is masculine energy and how they can be distorted, and find yourself in those descriptions, so you can best know how to heal and how to move forward from here. So with all of my love, pile 4, I'm wishing you great success in finding yourself and balancing yourself from within. And I will see you again in the next video. Take care. Bye.